What is software? Anybody can tell me what is software in your knowledge? What is a software? Before we talk about Java, all these things, first we need a basic understanding of software application, types of application. In the types of application, where we go and implement Java, and what is the course content. This is our agenda today. Okay. The agenda of today is what is software. Anybody can tell me what is software? We talk about a lot of things in software, right? Shravan, Sai, Archana, everybody. What is software? Anyone can. Come on. You guys are BTech graduates. You guys are using softwares in a day-to-day life. You guys are using a lot of applications in your day-to-day life, right? So what is a software? Software is used to build an application. Software is used to build an application. What is application? You forget about programming language. First, to understand what is software. Any type of application you can build is known as software. Am I right or wrong? Why we are building a application? On a day-to-day life, you want to use that application. That is the reason we are building software. Are you got my point? So what is application? What is an application? It is a set of rules combined to create an application. It is a set of rules combined to create an application. Am I right or wrong? It has certain rules to build an application. Let's see an example. Calculator. Calculator. Example, Word document. Example, Paint. All these are applications. Let's take an example of application. Why I'm saying rule? In the calculator, what are all the rules you can able to see? How many rules are there in your calculator? 4 rules. Plus, minus, multiplication, and division. Each one will be an independent rule. Plus is one rule, minus is another rule, multiplication is another rule, division is another rule. Am I right or wrong? To combine all these rules, we form an application. That application is known as calculator. Make sense? Am I right or wrong? So the calculator will help you to build these rules. Calculator help you to build these rules. Are you got my point? So that is why it is called it as an application. That is why it is called it as an application. Right? Now, what are all the different type of applications we have in real time? Types of application. Types of application. Right? There are 3 different types of applications in real time. 3 different types of application in a real time industry. 911. Just a second, guys. There are 3 different types of applications in real time scenarios. One is console or command prompt application. Console or command prompt application. In local, in your desktop, you will have a CMD. I got my point. So what you will do, you will make change directory, you will create a new directory, you will do all these functionalities, right? Is it a command prompt application or console application? It is a command prompt application. Or you got my point? So that is why this will be called it as a command prompt application. This will be called it as a command prompt application. Online guys, will you are able to understand? If not, please tell me. I will reiterate the things. Okay. Don't hesitate that I'm not able to understand, sir. Or you got my point? Archana, Jashwant, Kasturi, Shravan, Yuva. All 5 of you, please tell me whether you are able to understand or not. Okay? Archana, feel free to unmute. Travel with me for the next 2-3 days. You will definitely learn technology. Okay? The first one is console or command prompt application. Second one is Windows application. What is Windows application? Anything you want to build a user interface. I will show you. There is one user interface which I have. I think I never built it that. Let me go in the VIT under .NET, under ADO.NET, not ADO.NET, code, go to data reader, in the sample reader, in the bin object, in the debug object, I see there is a exe file. You see there is an executable file called data reader. This is my exe. When you double click on this exe, oh my God, something wrong. Hold on a second. Give me 2 minutes. Now you see here, double click, open. You see the list of course IDs are coming. This is coming from the database. Or you got my point? And this is called Windows application. This is called Windows application. Why we are using a Windows application? Anything can run in your local desktop or a local machine. Will be call it as a desktop or standalone application. This is the first type. Or you got my point? So the application, the first and two application which are deployed and execute in your local machine is known as what type of application? Standalone or Windows application. Or you got my point? We can call it as 3 ways. Standalone or desktop or Windows or command prompt application. Or you got my point? So anything as a command prompt application, anything as a Windows application will deploy and execute in your local machine. Can I access this Windows application or command prompt application from one computer to another computer? Is it possible? Not possible. Is it possible? See, guys, I created an application which has been running in your local machine. That application can be accessed in another machine. Is it possible?
Tuesday.
Nanikar, can you unmute yourself if you don't mind? Right? Similar fashion, you have another application. Another type will be called it as, let's take an example. I have a server. I have a server. In the server, I have Nanikar, can you go unmute yourself? Number one. I have google.com. Second one is facebook.com. I have google.com and facebook.com in your server, in my web server, right? So there are 4 different clients are there here. Client 1, client 2, client 3, client 4. You got my point? I have 4 clients, right? The 4 clients will try to access any one of this google.com or facebook.com. You got my point? Where the application logic is executed, in the server or in the client? Where the application logic will be executed? Come on, guys. Where the logic will be executed? The logic will be executed in, I have client 1, I have client 2, I have client 3, I have client 4. I have client 4. You got my point? The client 1 trying to access google.com. You got my point? Client is accessing google.com to the server. Server will execute the request, return back to the response to the client 1. Am I right or wrong? Server will execute the request and return the response back to the client. Am I right? After executing, the response will be given back to the client. It means that this technology will be called it as client server technology. This means that this technology will be called it as client server technology. So what it will be? Client make a request. That request will be received by the server, execute, send the response back to the client is known as client server technology. You got my point? Any web application we are building, or any web services we are building, any web APIs we are building, are we going to execute in a local computer or a different computer? It's in a different computer. The logic will be built in different server. You got my point? You build the technology, you will deploy the server. You got my point? So what you will do here? Client server technology. Client server application. What is your statement of this client server technology? Client makes a request to the server. This is your first point. Point number 1 is client makes a request to the server. What is your second point? Server receives the request and process the request. It could be anything. Even you can want to make a request of addition of 2 number in the server. Yes, okay. You want to read the data from the server? Okay. Or you got my point? It could be anything. It will process the request, and after processing the request and generate a response. Generate a response in which it will return the appropriate response to the client is known as appropriate response to the client is known as client to server technology. Client to server technology or client server application. You got my point? So as part of the application, how many types we have? Desktop or standalone. What is your second one? Client server. Desktop or standalone. The second one is client server technology. The third one is mobile application. Mobile application. Third one is mobile application. Or you got my point? Which is also similar to that. You have your mobile. In your mobile, you will have hdfc.com or icici.com. Or you got my point? So when you open a hdfc.com, you want to get the list of account details. Will the account detail will be available? The request of the account detail available in your mobile or in the server? It is in the server. What your mobile will do, will make a request to the server, give me the list of account detail for me. I got my point. So mobile application also called as client server technology. You got my point? Mobile application is also called as client server technology. So again, I can simply say mobile client makes a request to the server. Which server? Web server or web client? Is it your web server, right? Web server containing web application. Because in a server, I can install n number of applications. In a server, I can install n number of applications. Or you got my point? And third one is server, same statement we can do. Same statement. I copy the statement, I paste the statement. But instead of appropriate to the client, I can say mobile client. Appropriate to the client, I can say mobile client. Or you got my point? And third point is the mobile client will receive a response and show in the user interface. These are all the types of application in industry. You go to IT industry, you go to any technology, there are three different types of application you have to build. The first one is either you have to build client server application or mobile based application or what? Desktop application. All three will be around, you will play. You don't need to write any new technology. To build all these applications, we required programming languages. See, I want to build a desktop application. Without learning a programming language, can I build an application? Without knowing Java or .NET or Python or any C or C++, can I build applications? Not possible. So, to build all these applications, we require programming languages. Right? What are all the programming languages are available in industry? Java is one of the programming language. C# is another programming language. Python is programming language. COBOL, you would have heard a term called COBOL in the longer days when you are kids. Okay. And Fortran is another programming language. Like that, etc. There are 100 plus programming languages are in the market. It's not like that one programming language. But why Java? Why Java people are preferring? Before go and understand Java, let me understand history of Java. First, I need to understand history, right? How the Java has been evolved. Who is the father of Java? Online guys will be able to understand. Come on, unmute. Offline guys are answering. Archana, Jashwant, Kasturi, Shravan. Who is the father of, who invented Java? Anybody know? Who invented Java?
James Gosling.
James? James Gosling is a person invented oak in the year 1991. The James Gosling invented oak as a programming language. Oak as a programming language in 1991. I got my point. Why oak means there, when he want to think about to write some logic for some hardware component. See, he want to build some hardware device. For that, he need to write some program. What he did is he write a program. He write a small program. He named that program called as oak. Because in front of the oak tree, in his house, in front of the oak tree, he designed this program. Immediately he decided, can I name this program as oak? Oak tree, you know, right? You would have seen the oak tree, right? So that's why he built it as oak. Immediately, in Sun Microsystem is a company. Sun Microsystem is a company where Gosling was working. In Sun Microsystem is a company where Gosling was working. Sun Microsystem decided to come up with a new name to introduce this in a larger market. Introduce this in a larger market. Immediately, they come up with Java. In the year 1996, the real Java was introduced in the market. Who is the father of Java now? Who is the father of Java now? Huh? Who is the father of Java? James Gosling is the father of Java. But who has released the Java? Sun Microsystem. Who has released the Java? Sun Microsystem. Sun Microsystem, why they named Sun Microsystem, why they named it as Java? Because a team of people in Sun Microsystem went for a coffee shop. Team of Sun Microsystem people went for a coffee shop. They ordered a coffee. That time that coffee was so strong and sweet. Okay. The bean of producing Java, bean of producing that coffee, that bean name is Java. Got my point? See, when you are trying to eat tea or coffee, there will be seeds. I got my point? That seeds will make it as a powder. With that powder only, you will eat coffee or tea. Right? The seed, they will call it as Java. because that much of sweet and sour and strong. My programming language of oak, similar to that, strong, reliable, platform independent. That is why they made that bean name as Java. That is how the Java was evolved in the industry. Now you all understand who invented Java, why Java will be named, why Java will be named. The next point, in 2000, or I'm not sure about the year, Oracle Corporation acquired Java software programming. Java software from the Sun Micro system. That is why now Java became Oracle product. I got my point. Mostly in the year of 2007 or 8, I'm not sure. But after 8 only, Oracle acquired Java. I got my point. Oracle acquired Java. That is why now Java is product of Oracle. Who is the actual father? James Gosling. Where James Gosling is working? Sun Microsystem. Sun Microsystem named Oak into Java. After a longer period of time, Oracle started owning the Java product by paying some money to Sun Microsystem. Now, who is the owner of the Java in current days? Who is the owner of the Java in current days? Oracle Corporation. Now we understand what is Java, how the Java was been invented. Now coming back, what is Java? What and all things you can have in Java? What is Java? Java is an purely object-oriented programming language. Purely object-oriented programming language. Why, sir? Anything you written in Java always be treated as class. I got my point. Before go and talk about object-oriented, let's talk about what is structured programming language, what is object-oriented programming language. I'll come here. Here I'm writing. What is a structured programming language? Anyone can tell me? Anybody from C programming, computer science engineering? Can you tell me what is C programming language? Is it a structure or object oriented? C is a structured oriented programming language. Why? Because within a method, you will write all the programs. If you have 10,000 of lines of code, you will write. If you have 20,000 of lines of code, you will write in C programming language. Debugging is very difficult. Whereas in C, I have a void main method. I have a void main method. Here you are writing 2000 lines of code. 2000 lines of code. Understanding the code is easy or tough? Tell me, ma'am. 2000 lines of code you have written. Will it easy or tough? Tough. Why? Why it is tough? Come on. Whatever you know, tell me. No problem. Don't get hesitate. Tell me. Why it is tough? I'm shooting to you. Why it is tough? Because it is a sequence. It is a sequence. It's tough to read the program, tough to maintain the program. Or you got my point? So people are not interested in that much Java, but that is the fundamental to write to understand basic program. Immediately, they come up with what is object-oriented programming. Here in object-oriented programming, every functionality will be created as independent classes. For example, I'll show you. I want to read the data from the database. What you will do? You will create a class called read data. I want to insert a data to the database. You will create a class called insert data. I want to write a logging mechanism, class called log. Now, whenever I want to read a data, I'm going to call my class read data. Otherwise, I will not call. In the main method, I will class a call called read and log, because I want to read only data and log the data. I don't want to insert data. So what I will do, I'll create a specific class to read data and log data. Here, the insert data is whenever you require, you will create an object. That means you will create a memory for that particular object. You will create a memory for that particular object. So object-oriented is best or structural-oriented? Structural programming is best. Which one is best? Think about it. You have 20,000 of lines of code in a single program, under which 200 or 300 lines is not at all required, but still you have to maintain all the code. Is it best, or creating every functionality into classes, and whenever I require a particular class, I try to create an object to access it? Which is best? Structure is best, object is best. Huh? Object is best. So now come back to Java. It is a purely object-oriented programming language. Is it an advantage of Java? Online, is it an advantage of Java? Archana, Jashwant, Kasturi. Come on, guys, unmute and say, I feel happy if you are understanding. Archana? Archana?
Yeah,
Will you understand till now?
yes.
Jashwant? Yeah? Jashwant?
Yes, sir.
Kasturi?
Yes, sir.
7? See, feel free to unmute and ask me a question. I'm ready to answer. Okay? If you are mute, I don't know whether you are understanding or not understanding. The next one is Java is a platform independent. Platform independent. Why, sir? Why Java is a platform independent? Because Java can run on any operating system. For example, you write a Java code. Okay, you write a Java code. And then you are going to deploy the Java code in Windows operating system. You are going to deploy that code in Windows operating system. Will it work or not? Yes, it will work. The same Java code I'm going to deploy in Linux operating system. A computer has a Linux operating system. Well, the code what I created, which is working in Windows operating system, will work in Linux operating system or not? Yes, it will work. The same code I'm going to deploy in Android. Will it work or not? Yes, it will work. The same code I'm going to deploy in iOS operating system. It will work or not. So my code of Java will be a platform independent. It is not a platform dependent. For instance, C#.NET, it is purely a platform dependent. Why? Because C# can run only on Windows operating system. Because who invented .NET? Microsoft. Microsoft platform is, what is their operating system? Windows. I got my point. And Microsoft now come up with a core concept. Now it will work in different. But earlier version I'm talking. I got my point. But from the day one, Java start executing any operating system. So Java is a platform independent or not? Is it an advantage people move to Java or not? I got my point. And third point is Java is more secure and reliable. More secure and reliable. What is meant by secure and reliable? Whenever you write a code, that code will convert into bytes. That byte of code will go and sit in the servers where nobody can able to understand. I got my mind. Let me show you how the byte code will be there. Go to D drive, Java class. You see, this is the Java. You created a class file. In that, you will have allow. Right click, edit. This is my statement. Simple statement, class test, public static void main string or welcome to version ID. Now I want to execute this program. I'm removing both. Go to command prompt. I'll tell you how to install and all. Don't worry about it. cd dot dot cd dot dot. I take this. cd, paste, enter. Sorry, E drive. Now it is in Java class. To compile Java, Java C. What is your file name? File name is test dot Java. You see, guys, what I did? I'm compiling with the Java file with the test.java. Okay, now I'm entering. File not found. Why? Okay, shit. I can give here welcome to version IT. Don't worry about the program what I written. I'm just showing you how the file will be created. Okay. Save. Save us. I can put allow.java into go back under Java class. I create allow.java file. Now go back in the folder. You see allow.java. Okay. But when I make allow.java, this allow.java file will be created. Now I am removing. It will generate a file. Hello. Now see, a file will be created. A class file will be created. Again, I can show you. I'm deleting Java source file. When I'm pressing .java, a class file will be created. I got my point. This class file should be in the form of bytes. Will you be able to read this line of code? These are all purely in byte code, which nobody can able to read. Only the Java compiler can understand. I got my point. Only Java compiler can able to understand. Now come back. How to execute Java? After that, hello.java. Wrong signal. It is maintaining some idle statement post. Okay. So this byte file can run in any operating system, which is what I told you, right? So that is why Java is purely object oriented. Java is purely object oriented. So now come back. How to run the program? I take hello. CMD CD dot CD E drive. No, simply say E drive. Just go and say Java class. Java class. Here you say hello. Java hello. Now you see what the result? Got the result? What it is printed? From where this particular hello comes from? Is it a bytecode or Java code? Is it a bytecode or Java code? Come on, guys, online. From the bytecode, it got executed. Am I right or wrong? When I use Java hello, which file it is taken? It is taken this file. It is not taken this file. How can I prove you? Let me delete it. Now you go back. See, with the help of bytecode, I can able to execute. See, whenever you deploy the code in production, you are going to deploy only bytecode of Java. You are not going to deploy your actual source code. Or you got my point? That bytecode will deploy in any operating system. What are all the operating system we have? What are all the operating system we have? Windows operating system, Linux operating system, Unix operating system, iOS operating system. All these operating systems we have. Am I right or wrong? So with the help of these operating system, I'm going to deploy my binary files. I'm going to deploy my binary files. That is why people are preferring Java. Now you all understand. So fourth point is Java is able to build. Java is able to build different kind of application. Different kind of application. What are the application we see? From the first one, Windows application, web server application, mobile application. Am I right or wrong? So Java can able to build all the different kind of applications. So you can simply say here, Java able to build all the different kind of application. Or you got my point? So this is called Java. What is Java? Java is purely object-oriented programming. What is your second point? Java is a platform independent. What is your third point? Java is more secure and reliable. What is your fourth point? Java is able to build all different kind of applications. Got my point? Now come to the topic, what we are going to cover in version 80 as part of full stack. Right? Everybody clear? Archana, Jashwant, Kasturi, Shravan. Will you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you clear? Everybody clear or not? Please say yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma. Thank you. Now coming back, as part of full stack Java in version 80. Full stack Java in version 80. What are the topic we are going to cover? See, people will call it as core Java, advanced Java. Tomorrow class I can explain when we call it as core Java, when we call it as advanced Java. That you don't need to worry. Tomorrow 10:30 again we are going to circle back. Okay. The first one is core Java. Right? In the core Java, basics and fundamentals we are going to learn. I got my point. When I say basics and fundamentals, we are going to talk about list of data types, list of conditional flow structures, list of variables, methods, declarations, everything we will talk. And then we will talk about, oops, class and objects. And third topic, we are going to talk about abstraction. No, not abstraction, inheritance and its types. Right? Fourth one is, we are going to talk about interfaces. Fifth one is, we are going to talk about abstraction and polymorphism. Okay, I'm going to talk about abstraction and polymorphism. And sixth topic, I'm going to talk about collections. And seventh topic, I'm going to talk about multi-threading. We are going to talk about multi-threading. In the basics and fundamentals, I'm going to cover what is JRE, what is JEE, etc. You got my point? And before go and talk about types of editions in Java. Types of editions in Java. Tomorrow class is going to talk about what are all the types of editions available in Java. Multi-threading, OOPS concept, collection, everything is done. And then we are going to talk about JDBC. How I am going to connect with my back end to front end. And then we are going to talk about little bit of JSP and servlets. I will tell you why I am not focusing more on this. In real time, people will use Spring microservices. You got my point? Before go and understand Spring Boot microservices and Hibernate, you need to understand how the web technology works. How to make a request to the server, how to make a response back to the client. We need to understand with the help of JSP and servlet. Got my point? After that, we are going to learn a concept called Hibernate. Hibernate is nothing but ORM mapping. ORM mapping, object relational mappings. You got my point? And after that, we will talk about Spring Core. Core concept of Spring. And then we are going to talk about Spring Boot. And then we are going to talk about Spring microservices. This is your module 1. This is part of module 1 in our stuff. There are another module. This is your module 1. Got it? And from Hibernate to Spring Core will be called it as module 2. The third module we have is, and in the year, in the JDBC, in parallel, you can able to learn either Oracle or SQL Server. That will decide at the time of training. Okay. The next module is module 3, which you need to learn. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I'll tell you why we are going this. In the advantage of Java, there is certain disadvantages in Java. I will tell you tomorrow. What we talked is advantages. We have certain disadvantage in Java. I will tell that so that you can understand why do we need module. Here, you can also learn Bootstrap. Here, you can also learn either Angular or React. That we will decide. Either Angular or React. The last module is either AWS DevOps or Azure DevOps. And then CI/CD pipeline. So this is the more module which you are going to cover in full stack.net. See, in the AWS DevOps or Azure DevOps, either you can learn Jenkins or you can learn certain tools and process. On top of that, we also explain you what is agile methodology. In 80% of the organization follow a software development practice like waterfall model or blue dot model or agile model. We are going to teach you agile model. What is Scrum? What is Sprint? The sprint is required how many days? Everything will be covered. The total duration of this course is 6 months. Per day, 1 to 2 hours. We will parallelly teach module 3 and module 1. So that within 3 to 4 months, you will be ready. And then you can start looking into module 2. Correct? 4 months, you will learn core Java, you will learn JDBC, JSP servlet, and either Oracle or SQL server. In parallel, the another hour, you are going to learn this module 3. So within 4 months, you will complete module 1 and module 3. In module 2, from the 4th month mid onwards, you will go and start learning Hibernate, Spring, Boot, microservices. By end of 6 months, you will be ready for the market. Any doubts and questions? Any doubts? Anybody have any questions? Now open to you all. You can ask your questions. I am ready to answer. Any doubts? Say, I am the trainer who trained module 1 and 2. Module 3, there will be another person will come and take point. Okay? Anybody have any questions? Archana, Jashwant, Asturi, Shravan. Hello. Guys, please unmute. Jashwant.
No doubt, sir.
Anybody have any questions? Archana.
No, sir. It's clear.
Asturi. No, feel free to ask your questions. Don't say like, see, my intention here is not one-way communication. My intention here is two-way communication. If you are not able to understand, feel free to ask questions. Every day recording will be uploaded in a drive. I will give you an access. You go, take and download those videos. You can start learning. By the by, the new people come into the stuff. Let me stop sharing and stop recording. I will share my profile once again so that you can understand whom you are learning. Okay.